What's up everyone, it's Caddy with MoneyVest. So in this video, wanted to address a few comments that I received recently on our YouTube. And this is a fairly common thing because I've noticed over my 3 years of creating content on YouTube, it is very normal and very common actually to receive comments like these when you have some type of opposing views or opinions or analysis. And I think it's really important to always understand that that's always going to be the case. I've kind of become used to these types of messages and comments because I understand that everyone's in a very different journey when it comes to investing. Everyone's, in a different path to, to getting started and to where they're going. So a lot of the times I receive these comments from, I would say, very investors that are just getting started with investing and are trying to understand how market dynamics work and getting familiar with a lot of different concepts and different terms. So I just wanted to clarify, and this is probably, again, I keep saying that this is the last time actually talking about this or doing a video about this, but it's most likely not going to be the last time because, as I said, as new investors sort of come into the market, this idea is always going to be present because that's how markets are. They trade very much on emotions. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Hope you all enjoyed this video, by the way. Make sure that you drop a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Again, links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining. And again, checking out our Patreon, our Discord, and our moneyvest.com website that's going to be launching very soon here. Now, I'm not picking on any specific user, even though I'm kind of highlighting some comments here, but that's kind of giving you an idea in a sense of the thought process among investors, and just to kind of use this as an example. Okay, so I'm not picking on anybody because I encourage very open communication. I want you guys to be brutally honest with the analysis, and I totally encourage it and welcome it. So this right here was a comment from D9566. So I used to love your videos, but not anymore. Pullback is what your channel is all about now. I guess you just lost a subscriber. Best of love, Caddy. Cheers. To which I also mentioned that wish you the best. Cheers. And it's kind of like one of the ways to kind of filter out the best, highest quality investors, because if you can't be straight up with your analysis, and if this is what I see in the markets, that we are overbought, we are technically overstretched, we are overextended, and there's a pullback that's long overdue, I'm not going to sugarcoat, and I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear, right? I'm not going to come on this channel and sugarcoat everything and be like, you know what, guys, to the moon, we are going higher, record highs every day, there's nothing stopping this train, we are going up and up and up. My job here is to help you understand the risk and the reward and to better prepare you and caution you against making decisions that could hurt you and your portfolio. So you may go to other channels and I don't know, like you can help me with this, but I don't know what other people are talking about. Maybe they are talking about markets going higher and they're going to keep ripping to new all-time highs every single day and they're going to get even more overbought. I don't know. But my job here is to better understand the technicals, help you understand the fundamentals, the macros, and what I'm seeing in the markets. Now, could I be wrong? Sure, I could be wrong. Anybody could be wrong, right? Nobody really knows what the future holds. But our job really is not to predict the markets, okay? And it's not like we're talking about pullbacks and market crashes and these sell-offs every time. Market moves in cycles, okay? So when we talked about buying opportunities, like this was another comment from Moz Bojani. He says, why is your videos only about pullbacks? It's like for weeks and months while the markets only keep going up. And then D again commented, agreed, and very uninteresting as well. So that's totally fine, right? You guys obviously don't have to watch the content. But this right here is videos, right? 1 year ago when we talked about generational buying opportunity. This right here video, 11 months ago, top 10 AI stocks to buy. And these stocks on average have rallied over 80%. I've done the math. All these 10 stocks combined, most of them were Magnificent 7 and core big tech. This right here, 5 months ago, get your cash ready. Excuse me, 9 months ago, cash ready. And I was doing these videos specifically because these were buying opportunities. These right here were the times the markets were oversold. October of last year, March of last year. Those were buying opportunities for the market. Very plain and simple, because markets were obviously oversold. VIX was high. We had the bond market in our favor. And excuse me, guys. I don't know what it is. It's the air here. But the bottom line is that we were oversold and we were expecting a rebound in the markets. And that's exactly why I did these videos talking about how there is going to be opportunities to buy and deploy cash, right? So it's not like we're always about a pullback, we're always about a sell off, or we're always about a market crash. Nothing like that. It's market moves in cycles, and we're here to analyze the risk and the reward and to better understand whether it makes sense to be buying in this market environment or to not be buying in this market environment. This right here, 1 year ago, I specifically pointed out this in this video that this is rare, right? The markets were selling off. So this is rare, and there are going to be opportunities to dollar cost average into the market. And at that point, I didn't hear anybody complain about, Caddy, you only always talk about buying, and you only always talk about the markets pushing higher, even though we keep selling off, right? There were comments like those also back then, right? And it's very, very common because when you are a bit of a contrarian, right? That's really what it is, right? You have to be a contrarian and be correct in order to make money in the markets. And that's what ends up happening, right? Because if you have an opposing view, you're going to have a lot of pushback in the comments. This right here, 1 year ago, I specifically mentioned, and I remember doing these videos because it was absolutely comical how low the valuations were for a lot of these stocks, right? They were absolutely cheap as heck in these sort of 1 year ago market sell-offs here. I mentioned this is just comical, absolutely comical, full on circus mode, because markets have gotten crazy to a point where they were selling off Nvidia, Meta, Google, Tesla, a lot of these companies down to really, really cheap valuations. And at that point, specifically mentioned and pointed out that these are buying opportunities, folks. Like, you got to be deploying cash because this is rare. We don't see such oversold markets very often. And that's why it's really important to start dollar cost averaging and start deploying cash back into the market. So the idea is that our job here is not to predict. I'm not here to predict. I'm not here to tell you where the markets are going to go tomorrow, next week, or next month, because quite honestly, nobody knows. I don't know. The next person doesn't know either. But the bottom line is that we're here to assess the risk and reward. What is appropriate in this market circumstance? If I tell you right now that it is not wise to be going long and start buying stocks here aggressively, you may think that, stocks only go up. Markets have been going up. So whatever Caddy's saying is irrelevant. But I'm telling you that from a risk reward perspective, because the upside potential here versus the downside potential is really, really bad. And to give you a very simple example, let's just say that you come over to SMCI, right? Come over to Super Microcomputer. Specifically mentioned in my yesterday's market update that, this is an extremely overbought, overextended stock. And had you thought that, all Caddy talks about is SMCI pulling back, while all the while it keeps on going up, let me just go ahead and buy it. Look what happened in one day, one single day, 20% sell-off, right? Lots of people got stuck in this trade in the 900s and the thousands. Lots of people are still underwater in this trade because they thought that, SMCI, all it does is keeps on going up. But at some point, you have to understand the risk reward is just not worth it. There's a lot of things to assess here. There's a lot of things to analyze and evaluate. There's the valuation of the stock. There's the technicals of the stock. There's the macros of the overall economy and how that's going to affect interest rates and inflation, and how that's going to affect the company itself. So it's not so cut and dry that we can just expect the markets to keep going higher forever, because market sentiment plays a significant role. And right now, I totally understand where these comments come from, because when markets are going up, nobody wants to hear about a pullback. When markets are selling off, nobody wants to hear about a recovery. But that's really what it is. That's the contrarian analysis that needs to be put out there so that we do what the crowd is not doing. We do something, we actually take advantage of those opportunities while the crowd continues to sell out of fear, and of course doesn't buy out of fear either. So that's what I wanted to really address here. But I totally understand, and obviously the content's not going to appeal to everyone, so I can't please everyone. That's kind of like the challenge of creating content itself, is that you're only going to attract the type of people that have the level of maturity, that have the level of understanding, that have the level of knowledge similar to yours, and that's totally fine. That's totally cool with me. And that's, at the end of the day, that's really what I want. I want to associate with people that are like-minded and are on the same mission as myself. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Again, a little bit of a message, and just wanted to kind of address some of these things that are, again, really important for the channel, and to continue to kind of help you understand that, look, I'm mostly long. Like, when people say that I'm bearish or I'm expecting a pullback, not really. I'm just saying that this is not a time where I'm dollar cost averaging aggressively. Like, this is not a time where I'm deploying my 25% cash right now. That's it. Like, I'm not bearish. I'm mostly long, as most of you guys know. I want the markets to double from here. That would be fantastic. But at the end of the day, I can't ignore how overbought technically we are, and I will point it out if I see it. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video.